Dank, thanks for joining me.
No problem, man. How's it going?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Hey, chat, can you tell us if our levels are right? What are we fucking? Yeah, we're 11 minutes late, which doesn't seem like a big. And that's my fault, by the way. It's not your fault. Doesn't seem like a big deal when it's you. You sort of like you see him fucking pissing and moaning in the chat, going, "You're fucking late. You're fucking late." And you go, "Fuck off, cunt. Fuck you. Fuck you." It's a couple of minutes, but I notice whenever I'm on a stream and I'm waiting and they're 1 minute over, I'm fucking dirty. I'm boycotting the channel. It's yeah, but yeah, no. As I said, thanks for joining me, man. So we got some casual questions for you. Just sort of surrounding your infamous pug adventure and your channel and all that. So tell us about where the court case is at the moment. You recently went back 3-4 weeks ago or something.
Oh, it was January. It was the 5th of January. I was in, and then I'm back in again on the 20th of this month.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fun. Just it's past the evidence stage now. We're done with all the witnesses and all that type of stuff, and now it's summarizations where they basically just sort of summarize everything that's happened so far, sort of thing. And where it's we're not on my lawyer's turn just yet. But it's basically the prosecutor's still going. The last time we were in, the prosecutor just spoke for the entire day.
How do you speak for an entire day and say a cunt taught his pug how to fucking zig hail and made a YouTube video? How do you stretch that up?
He was trying to basically he was repeating himself a lot. Like, he was repeating himself a hell of a lot, and he was claiming some stuff that was just completely untrue. He was trying to properly paint me as a Nazi. And no joke, he legitimately made the claim. Like, Lauren Southern and everybody, like Rebel Media, they were all there for the trial. And at one point, he tried to claim that I actually am a Nazi and I am using Buddha as a smoke screen to hide me truly spreading Nazi propaganda, but trying to sanitize my message by disguising it as a joke and using Buddha to mask the joke. And see, when he started going through that, like, absolute tirade of just what is absolute nonsense, Lauren Southern's cameraman actually had to walk out the courtroom because he couldn't stop laughing. Yeah. But also, someone actually got in trouble in the audience as well because they were fucking playing with a Rubik's Cube in the middle of my trial.
Oh, you joke. You know what? You're not allowed to have a Rubik's Cube in court.
No, it was a police officer that actually ran over to him. Like, fucking put that down. From the Rubik's Cube artist.
Jesus, that's ridiculous. But to what end? I mean, like that. So they're saying that you're trying to use your dog as a sanitizer for your Nazi message, for your Nazi dog whistle. But to what end? Are you supposed to be some recruitment officer or something for the Fourth Reich, or what's the story?
That's what he's trying to get across. Basically, his final summarization. This is like basically his last chance to like get everything out there. So what he did was he basically just spent the entire day making up absolutely mad accusations, all of which pretty much had absolutely no evidence to back them up at all. He basically just, for the entire day, said to the judge what a terrible, awful person I am and all the things that I did. And he's basically just thrown everything out there, hoping that something sticks. That's literally all he was doing. He just went, I'm just going to speak for as long as I possibly can, like, to just and hope that the judge just absorbs all this information, that this guy's a bad guy and we get a guilty verdict. Like, it was an entire day of him grasping at straws to the point where he spoke for pretty much 8 solid hours.
So saying he's a meanie. Listen to me, he's a meanie.
Oh yeah, that pretty much is it. He's just he's telling absolute lies just to make sure he gets a conviction. He's not interested in any kind of objectivity or the truth or anything like that. He doesn't give a fuck. He probably, even deep down himself, knows, yeah, I know that this is absolute bullshit. Like, I mean, Jesus Christ, we've got this guy in here for a joke. However, it's my job to win, not have any morals. So fucking, yeah, that's pretty much what he's doing.
But when you say he's telling lies, I mean, do you mean he's fabricating stuff? Like, is this just out of thin air shit, or is it
Yeah,
embellishing?
no, he's literally trying to say to the judge, "This is what I believe his thoughts are. This is this is why I believe he did it. This is why I believe he did this." He's basically trying to get the judge to assume what is in my head, because apparently the prosecutor, like, the funny thing is, the prosecutor's job is obviously to get a conviction. So see how if you've got like hardcore evidence, you know, like DNA or CCTV footage, then Jesus Christ, it's easy to convince someone based on that. But what he's basically doing to the judges, I think that this is what the accused thinks, and so should you. That's literally what he's doing. Yeah. I mean, like, he's trying to tell the judge what my thoughts are, and he's just going to have to try and hope that the judge believes him based on that.
Well, this scary looking thing, and I sort of picked this up from one of your videos. Is apparently in Scotland, it is the interpretation or the perception. It's up to the prosecutor or the judge to interpret your, your intent sort of thing, your meaning type thing. It's not based on what you say they were. That's scary.
Yeah, it's literally the thing that's like quite scary about it is I did an action and they can turn around and say, we believe this is why he performed this action. Now, there's certain other instances, like, say, for example, if I'm outside a house and I've got like a fucking ski mask on and the police catch me and I've got like a crowbar and shit hidden up my jacket, then, you know, you can kind of argue the intent there. Like, you were going to break into that house, weren't you? Like, see shit like that. It's a lot easier to sort of describe the intent from that. But see this, where it's something being played as obviously it's a blatant joke. Like, that's just facts. The video itself was a joke. It's an absolute fact at this point. But he's trying to obviously dispute that fact, and he's trying to tell the judge what my thoughts are. We believe this is why he did it. This is what we want you to believe as well. The way that basically the entire process of everything that the prosecutor has done is literally the dynamics of thought crime. It literally is the dynamics of thought crime, which is why so many people are taking an interest in this case as well, because I did an action that was a clear joke. The court wanted to have a nice big virtue signal and arrest me over it. And even though the virtue signal grotesquely backfired, and that's when they should have backed off and dropped the charges, they instead have doubled down and they're just making it worse for themselves. You ever done that where you're running and you trip up and you're basically running at a 45-degree angle and you know you're going to fall, but you just you speed up to try and save yourself, but all you're doing is making it worse? That's what the prosecutor's doing right now. Like, because they're at the point now where no matter what happens, guilty or not guilty, like, the prosecution service's reputation is absolutely destroyed at this point. So the best they can hope for at the moment is a win, and they're going to try and get that win by any means necessary.
But is the media back, or is the media starting to realise that this is a fucking joke?
At first, when I was when it first kicked off, and I pretty much was a little bit of a nobody, and all I had was, you know, just that viral video. I didn't really have any kind of YouTube following or anything like that at all. Back then, like, the press were going fucking ham at me, trying to say that I'm a Nazi and all this type of stuff. I even had one reporter, Xantha Letham, I like to say her name every time I bring her up, phoned pretty much every member of my family, like fucking dozens and dozens of phone calls, and said that she wasn't going to stop calling all of us until she got some kind of comment or could speak to me directly. And it wasn't until we actually threatened to get the cops involved that she stopped calling. Like, that's how bad it got. That's how bad the press were to me back then. But see, ever since I got more and more of a following and I was able to call all of them out, like, any time they tried to lie about me or anything, every single article now is just very objective. They just state literal facts now. Because I think the press have now, when it comes to me, the press have now finally went down the route of, oh, we better just state the facts so we don't get called out for lying. And all that. Yeah, because, like, obviously I'm at a point now where I think probably, see how when it comes to their online articles they make about me, more people watch one of my YouTube videos than will ever read their online article.
Yeah, so, especially some of the obscure ones. Like, how many people, do you know how many people read that Vice article?
Fucking probably no one. That man probably, I think it maybe had about like fucking 30 or 40 views, and then when I made that video, it probably shot up like that as well.
Yeah, because that video, that response has had like 120,000 views or something. That was a fucking funny response. That ending is fucking classic. That when it flashes to that what's his name? Dylan Roof. Was that the guy who shot?
Yeah, fucking they were trying to conflate it with fucking like the school shooters and all that type of stuff as well. Yeah, the white supremacist terrorist attacks and all that. But the reporter's name was Joe Bish. And the funny thing was, like, I was on Twitter going like that. Do you want to come on a live stream? Come on a live stream and defend your article.
Did you just ignore it?
Oh, he went, I'm not available today, but I might be able to tomorrow. And I went, yeah, that's totally fine. Then I'll see you tomorrow. And then it got to tomorrow. Oh, I can't tonight. And then it got to the next day. Oh, I can't tonight. And I went, yeah, you're just fucking stringing me along now, man. And then I made a video instead. The funny thing was, like, he did actually DM me back after I made the video going, all right, fair play. The ending was quite funny. So I was just like, yeah, fair enough. Don't lie about me. Anyone I catch lying about me, like, I always make a video. I just did one on the fucking Glasgow University anarchists.
Oh, is that just the very last one you did?
Yeah, I did a talk at Glasgow University, and the Glasgow University anarchists were apparently there at the event. And they were like recording the whole thing, and the thing was, I called them out for this in the video. There was a Q&A at the end,
and they didn't arc up. They didn't make their presence known.
Nope, didn't say a word. Instead, they just ran off to write a little hit piece on me instead.
Hey, anarchists, that's fucking shit effort there. I thought they were meant to fucking. They were meant to do the Sargon job like today, run in with the fucking. With the black fucking masks and shit. Hey, I
was disappointed that never happened.
That's a false flag. Apparently, that's a false flag. Sargon set that up to look hard.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that story. Even though like everyone's saying that the Facebook account that it's on is a fake account, it's not. It is actually their official account. It's been up for a while.
I didn't think it was a fake account. Yeah, I was having a look at that before, and I did see someone say that, but yeah, it doesn't look like a fake. But there's too many of them anyway. There was fucking heaps of them. Like I only saw like a 30-second video up until sort of a couple of hours ago when I saw the full one, and there was a fucking auditorium full of people, half full of these sort of types. But yeah,
I'm amazed Sargon stayed so calm. Like, I'm amazed because the thing is, like, I'm happy to say this publicly. Like, see if I'm on stage and a bunch of guys in masks are rushing me, like, I'm fucking Scottish, man, and I was a bouncer for 2 years. If anyone rushes me on stage, I'm going to start swinging. I don't give a fuck, man. If masked people are running at me, I'm just going to start throwing blows. Like, I'm telling you, man, I'm quite happy to fucking say that publicly. Yeah. I'm amazed he stayed so calm.
Yeah, did he get punched? Because there's some people
apparently some people he did get pushed, but apparently with the angle of one of the videos, it looked like he got punched in the chest, but he just got pushed.
Yeah, fair enough. It'd be a startling thing, wouldn't it? Imagine a bunch of fucking masked people fucking come running at you on stage. That'd be pretty frightening, I reckon.
Oh yeah, honestly, like I did kind of laugh, like even though that guy at the front wasn't really doing it, the one that was waving the flag, and then that boy in the suit just starts punching the fucking shit out of him. Like, I will admit, I found that funny, but at the same time, I was like grab the guy and throw him out, but don't just start raining blows down on his head. Like fuck, but it was a little bit funny, but. Nah, fucking obviously can't condone that kind of thing.
You can understand why though. It'd fucking piss you off. You would feel like doing it, but as I said, I think I'd shit myself first, and then collect myself, and then get all heroic.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that when you see a bunch of masked people run into the room as well, you know, the adrenaline kicks in, and all that. Yeah, I can imagine that.
Yeah, because up until recently, masked like people didn't mean fucking pussies with chants. It meant serious cunts with guns or bombs, sort of thing. Up until 20 years. Ago. What was I going to ask you? So when? How long until the next hearing? Like, and is the next hearing the final one? Is there any ending?
No, probably not going to be the final one. No, it's 2 weeks. Today I'm back in on the 20th of March, but like even though last time the prosecutor spoke for the entire day, he's still not finished. So I don't know what's going to happen, if we're going to go in and he's just going to talk the entire day, or if we go in and then he finishes early and then it's my lawyer's turn and then maybe it'll finish. But I don't know if I'll get a verdict that day. It might go on to another day. Like, it's fucking batshit, man. But I'm at the point now where I just turn up to court, just do my thing, and then leave. Like, that's the point I'm at now. I'm not walking in now going, yeah, today's the day. Today's the day that it finally fucking ends. But nah, I'm not even at that stage anymore. I just turn up to court, do my shit, go home. You know, come back in another 3 months for the next date.
Yeah. I forget who was telling me. But apparently it's now gone on longer than the Nuremberg trials.
It's twice as long. Gone on twice as long as the Nuremberg trials.
That's fucking. That is fucking.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, fuck yeah. So I was watching your the video that you did about the petition to, was it just to the government, or was it, what department of the government was it?
Oh, it was just the Parliament itself,
right.
in regards to hate speech laws.
So that was you. That was like you and some other.
It wasn't me. It was just a guy who just sort of sent it to me and suggested it, and I just says, "Yeah, cool, man. I'll share it around and everything." And I was keeping record of its progress. And obviously, if you've seen the video, you'll see the absolute fucking bullshit response that Parliament gave back to it. Yeah,
we hear you, but go fuck yourself.
yeah, that literally is it. See how these websites like change.org or like, you know, petitions to your parliament and all that, like they literally, I don't think change.org has ever changed anything, funnily enough, right? Like, honestly, these petition sites are just basically a way to get your government to tell you no again. Like, that literally is all it is. Like, we don't have any say whatsoever in the laws that come through for this country, which is why we need more MPs in Parliament that actually stick up for the people and don't just vote for more laws that allow the government to consolidate more power, which is obviously the biggest problem at the moment, because that's all they're trying to do. You know, the government are causing problems, and instead of solving the problem through a logical and rational method, the route that they want to go down is any route that allows them to consolidate more power, which is something that we're seeing fucking massively coming out of Westminster.
Right. But the actual legislation that sort of gives you freedom of expression is a European thing, isn't it?
The European human rights is bullshit. It's Article 10, and what happens is in Section 1 of Article 10, it tells you that every person is free to express themselves regardless of their opinion or regardless of what they have to say through art, comedy, blah, 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 and all this other stuff as well. But then what happens is Section 2 of Article 10 literally goes, but, like that, and just basically lists these very, very vague, very, very broad reasons that all manner of things could be classed as, to say that the government can revoke this right. If it's things like national security, you know, just other stuff like that as well. But it doesn't give you specific examples. It doesn't go into the specifics at all. And that is blatantly on purpose, you know, because, the government's like a grey area. So it means that they can give the people they like a pass, but, you know, go after the people that they don't like.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I had to look at it before. It's pretty wide sweeping, that clause too. It's, I think it includes, to maintain political stability or something, or fucking prevent political unrest.
Yeah,
that could mean absolutely anything.
It could, and they know that exactly why that's the case. Like, see, for example, you have Antifa, by the way. See how American Antifa, they're getting a good bit on the violent side. UK Antifa are getting there, but see how the Antifa that are in Europe, like in Germany and France, Jesus Christ, they are like the fucking mafia. Like, they are serious guys. These are the type of guys that will actually find out where you live and charge your house and kick your door in and beat you up and trash your house. Yeah, like, that's how serious these guys are. And other Antifas are on their way there.
They're the ones that lit all the fucking. Was it in it was in a German city that they lit a heap of fucking cars on fire last.
Was it the G20? The G20 summit. One of the things that apparently happened at G20 as well, you know, they were running around like setting cars on fire and like trashing shops and all that. This hasn't been verified, but there was a lot of talk about this, and there was a few shop owners confirmed it. But at the moment, it is a little bit hearsay. But I totally wouldn't put it past Antifa to do this. Antifa members were going into shops leading up to the G20 riots, and well, I should say the G20 riots of 2017, because there's been a fucking goddamn few G20 riots. And they were going into the shops with these large stickers for them to put in their shop window to basically show that they stand against capitalism, you know, all this shit, you know, fuck the G20. The stickers were just basically to show that they stood in solidarity with Antifa. And what they were basically doing is going into the stores and saying, you know, give us a few €100 for this sticker, put it in your shop window, and we'll make sure your shop gets spared during the riot.
Oh, that is fuck. So number one, here they are charging fucking exorbitant prices for this sticker to go into a shop that's fucking clearly trading to say we don't support capitalism. That's just fucking that is corruption. That's corruption.
There's some beautiful irony in capitalizing off of your communist violence.
Yeah, I fucking agree. That's fucked. And so that they're getting worse in the UK. Did you say?
Yeah, they are getting a little bit worse in the UK. Like, I don't know if you know about Jacob Rees-Mogg. He is a Conservative member of Parliament. Even though I'm Scottish, I actually want him to be the next Prime Minister. Yeah, but like he got charged at an event. Like in some events, they just sort of go in and screech and have a big cry and stuff like that. But when you look at things like, for example, Sargon, they actually charged on stage. They actually assaulted guards and all this type of stuff as well. Like stuff like that. They're getting bolder. I think they're basically looking at the way Antifa are acting in America, and they're trying to copy it now.
Yeah,
as well. Yeah, they know that they feel that they need to step up their game, because obviously we're getting a lot bigger. We're getting a lot more popular. You know, like as far as the internet goes, we kind of hold a lot more sway than them. And also when we meet them in debates and stuff like that, we fucking absolutely thrash them each time. And instead of them just admitting that they're wrong and realizing that their ideology is complete bullshit, you know, they instead cling on to it and use violence instead, which is a sign that they're losing. You know, when it comes to politics, whoever resorts to violence first is the side that's losing.
Yeah. Have you ever spoken to a genuine like Antifa person, like a member?
Yeah, my cousin.
Really?
No joke. My cousin is associated with the Glasgow anarchists and also Antifa and all those anarcho-communists and all that as well. Yeah, he actually lives in Fastlane Peace Camp, which is basically this big hippie commune next to the Fastlane naval base. They've been there for fucking decades to like protest nukes being kept at the naval base.
What? And so
Yeah,
they're a full-on sort of commune sort of thing. They're doing it properly.
Oh yeah, they've been there for a long time as well, and that's where he lives now, and all that. So like, yeah, he proper fell out with me, see, because I was like talking to Tommy Robinson, and because I like Tommy Robinson and all that as well. Like, he fucking, me and him had a nice conversation where he was just screeching at me for fucking hours. And all that. And the thing that I really feel bad about as well is, like, I know a lot of people know that I used to be a communist and I used to be very, very left leaning, and it was me that introduced him to all that.
You've still got the ink to prove it, haven't you? You've still got the fucking.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get that covered up. I'm gonna get it covered up. Don't worry. But like. The thing is, though, I do feel bad because it was me that actually turned my cousin on to like all of that stuff. It was me that introduced him to it and brought him to the meetings and all that type of stuff as well. And then when I was basically leaving, I turned around and says, "This is turning into something that I can't support anymore." I was like, this like logic and reason had been completely abandoned in every fucking corner of this movement and all the groups that we associate with. It was like, it's getting authoritarian. Like, it is getting authoritarian. I can't be dealing with this anymore. Like, it was like, I've used different words back then, but I used something along the lines of this is becoming feels over reels and all that. And and it got to the point where I left, but he decided to stay.
Did you ever live at the fucking at the hippie commune?
No, I've never been there. I don't think I'd be welcome anyway. If I turned up. He probably denies being related to me. No, he probably does. I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah. I'll just quickly go through some super chats. We got Toad McKinley says use this to buy a watch, cunt. Fair enough. Pop TV says Count Dankula is a gay fish. Simon Robert Lane says let's make Scottish comedians Jerry Sadowitz and Arnold Brown aware of your case CD. Count Dankula, obviously. They might be able to help raise awareness. Chase me up on this. I met them both years ago, which might help.
What is this?
These guys saying, chase me up on this. So that's Simon Robert Lane. If you want to get in touch with him.
Right. He's given me a mobile number. I've literally just got an email from him there. A mobile number. Thanks, but I don't call people. I'm sorry, I don't call people. I don't want anyone knowing my phone number or anything like that. Nah, don't want that in the public. Sorry, man.
The hypocrites say, "I'm so lonely without you both." Sad face. And Mitch says, "Do Paddy and Dank have better shoulder game than Millennial Woes?" What does that mean? Do you understand that?
I don't know if he's talking about hoverhand. Like, I don't know if you've seen the infamous picture of Millennial Woes, like, hoverhanding.
I haven't.
When he met... what was her... I've totally forgotten her name. We follow each other on Twitter as well. I've totally forgotten her name. But she's known... she's alt-right. She's an identitarian, and her and Millennial Woes took a picture together. And the whole running joke was that the alt-right are meant to be the traditional alpha males and stuff like that, but fucking they ended up like a hover-handed when he took a picture with her and all that. And like fucking, it was just a sort of a running joke. It was quite funny, but the thing that was hilarious as well was Millennial Woes made this sort of joke public apology about it, and it was like he handled it actually quite well. To be fair to him, it was quite funny.
Hang on, a public apology about hover-handing?
Yeah, but it was a joke. He meant it like sort of tongue in cheek.
Oh, right.
And all that, like, yeah, it was a sort of joke apology.
No, I haven't seen that. I'll have a look. So tell me, are you a liberalist, man? Have you signed up? You a liberalist?
I agree with the principles. Like, I talk to them all and stuff like that. It's just that I feel that if those principles were adopted, see, because it's principles that basically mean that you need to shed all forms of authoritarianism. Because until either side of the political argument shed authoritarianism, no progress is going to get made. Like, no progress is going to get made until each side basically stops screeching and actually sit down and have actual discussions and debates. But see how, obviously, if Antifa want to get their point across, they're going the entirely wrong fucking way about it by they're terrorists. They're literally terrorists at this point. Nobody's going to support terrorists. And they're losing, more and more people every day are just realising that they're nothing more than just armed thugs. That's all they are. So basically, their ideology is going to die. It will die eventually, and they're the ones that are nailing the nails in the fucking coffin. But see, as far as like all the other people as well, as far as like SJWs and even like the alt-righters themselves, see until everybody basically sits down, sheds every form of authoritarianism when it comes to political debate and actually sits down and has a discussion, then no progress is actually going to get made because, it's just going to end up like a bunch of fucking autistic screeching. Like, otherwise, so like I understand, like I do agree with our principles as well, but like
of the liberalists, is that that's what you're saying?
Yeah, I agree with the liberalist principles because it encourages healthy debate and it encourages treating everyone fairly, which obviously I'm all for.
Has Sargon made you fucking masturbate in a coffin while admitting your darkest secrets or anything like that?
No, he's not done anything like that. When I did this weekend, I did this weekend Stupid Live Room in London, and I'm also doing the Bristol date and also the Scarborough date, and I wasn't made to sign a 4-year, 5 millennium NDA or anything like that. It was like I didn't even have to sign a contract. The thing that was quite funny is he literally just messaged me on Skype and went, "Do you want to do it, man?" And I went, "Yeah, man." And he went, "Cool, see you there." And that was it. That was the contract.
That's the way it fucking should be, though. I mean, you're talking on a fucking stage in front of a couple of hundred people for fucking how long? For 20 minutes. There shouldn't need to be a contract for that. That's ridiculous. I mean,
I would just go and do it off my own back, like fucking. The thing is, he gave me money because I obviously had to get a hotel and expenses. I wasn't even expecting to get that covered. I just went, that sounds fucking fun, man. Hell yeah, I want to do that. And I went to London and it was fucking excellent. Yeah. Right, I really enjoyed it. But fucking, he covered my expenses and stuff, man, which I thought was like really good of him, and all that, which is why I'm totally down for doing these other dates.
Well, he had a hall full of people paying what, 20 quid each or something. So you probably should pay expenses. But did you open that up? Like, did you open the show sort of thing?
Yeah, I was the opening act, which because the thing that I was actually freaked out because Sargon was just like, "You're on first," and I was like, "What?" That man, because like I said, like I've told you before, like I hide it well, but I've actually got fucking. See, this is the thing that's weird. See, when I was a bouncer, and I know that I can sort of kind of use violence to solve my problems, right? I'm completely fine because despite what people say, when you're a bouncer, violence can solve many problems you can be faced with. See, when I'm just on stage in front of hundreds and hundreds of fucking people, like my arse collapses. Like my anxiety was out in full swing. Like if you've seen the video, I'm gripping onto the lectern with a fucking like white knuckle grip the entire time, and I'm talking at like 3 million words a second.
Yeah. I watched probably the first 10 minutes of it before, and I sort of you did well, you did do well, but I did get that impression because I instantly got the hunch that he made him fucking cunt made him open. He made him fucking open. This is the first This Week in Stupid live ever, and it's like, all right, man, you're the guinea pig. Get up there. Good luck, son. Good luck.
Yeah, that's why I was shitting myself because I was actually behind the door, behind the stage. I was actually sitting behind it, about to walk out, going like, like that, and Sargon's like, just go, man. And I was like, no, just give me a fucking minute. And he's like, go. And I went out and I came back in, and I was actually lying on the chair, going, Jesus, holy shit, I hope that went well. And Sargon ran in, going, oh, you were fucking amazing, man. But I was freaking out, and I was like, holy shit, that's terrifying. And Sargon, see, because he's never really done anything to that big of a crowd before, Sargon's going, shut the fuck up, man, because you're making me freak out now. Oh, man. But it was the whole night went well. It was great fun, man. Which is why I'm hyped about Scarborough and Bristol as well.
Well, there's a fucking hell of a difference between doing something, even a hall with a few hundred people in it than YouTube. I mean, you and I get plays over 100,000 video sort of thing, and that's you don't think anything of it. But a hall with 200 people in it is fucking nerve-wracking.
It's a fucking game changer. Like that's why this is the thing that was it freaked me the fuck out. Because see how whenever like you've done it yourself, where you're just sitting in your room, you're just either talking into a microphone or a camera, and then you just whip it together with some video editing software and throw it on the internet, and then walk around and go on with your day. Right, but then see when I walked into the hall like beforehand, and I seen how big the fucking hall was, and heard that it's sold out, I was like, holy fucking shit! And I'll admit, when I first walked out on stage, I was actually like, oh Jesus fucking Christ, oh man, it was overwhelming to fuck, man. I was shitting myself the entire time.
Yeah, it'd be unusual to hear because the crowd was fucking loving you. They're roaring for you and shit. Like that's like to experience that as a YouTuber sort of seems a bit surreal. It's no, it would have been.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was like the thing that was quite funny though is see after like the whole big crowd thing and all that shit. This is one thing that I didn't expect was like see the fact that I just performed like to the entire like crowd. And all that, like, see, because I kind of like underestimated like how big everything was. Like, I get recognized an awful lot when like I'm out and about and all that. People want to take pictures with me and stuff. But like, when at the end of the show, when everything was done and we were to go outside, I was like, oh, I'm going to go outside for a cigarette. And the hall had been emptied and everyone was standing in the lobby. right? And I went, oh, I'm going to go out for a cigarette. And instead of going out through, like, the special performance entrance and all that, I tried to just walk out through the lobby with my backpack and my hoodie on and all that just to go outside for a cigarette. And people actually fucking ran at me. Like, fucking charged me to, like, talk to me and take pictures with me. And I was actually like, whoa, what the fuck, man? Like, I shit myself for it. Man, it was surreal. It was really surreal. And Sargon made a fucking excellent point about all of that kind of stuff. And Sargon was just like, how the fuck did we get this far by shit posting? Man's just fucking shit posting. Meme magic.
It's lucky you didn't fucking start swinging by nature, mate.
No, it was good, man. It was good vibes the entire night, man. I really enjoyed myself.
Yeah. Tell me, how did you get into video production and all that? Was it just shit posting in high school? How did you learn it?
Oh, fucking I was born and raised on fucking 4chan pretty much, like fucking back in the day and all that. Like there was loads of old school 4chan raids like fucking years and years ago that I took part in. Like I don't know if you've ever heard of the fucking one of the ones that I really remember is I don't know if you've ever heard of the story of Kenny Glenn.
No.
He was this is an old school 4chan thing. He was a guy that uploaded videos to the internet of him basically abusing his cat. And he had a balaclava on, like a ski mask, and he was like beating up his cat and shit like that.
He beat the shit out of his cat.
Yeah, like literally like grabbing his cat and throwing it off walls and shit, man. He was a fucking piece of shit. And basically 4chan found out about this and within 3 days managed to find out his actual identity and passed it on to the cops, and he got arrested. And that I was there when like that happened, when people were tracking him down. They found what school he went to and everything, man. It was fucking good shit.
So it's like,
that was, yeah.
It's like the original sort of capture the flag. How did you do it? How did they do it?
Oh, it was just basically people managed to fucking like find like other photos around his house and stuff like that. There was I think at one point the camera showed outside, and there was a family-owned business outside that apparently had a website, and people managed to like go to the website and find out exactly where it is, and then just knew that his house was like right across the road. Yeah, and they managed to find out that his name was Kenny Glenn.
Yeah, that's fucked. That's horrible. Was he doing it for long? Like, did he do some damage?
He uploaded a few. Like people on 4chan get pissed at first, and see to sort of piss off 4chan, he uploaded more videos of him doing it. Like he was sort of like goading 4chan, but by at this point 4chan weren't really known as the force that you just don't fuck with. Right, like back then that was sort of like the teething. The sort of the teething stage of before 4chan becoming as big as it fucking is now, and he was uploading pictures and fucking stuff like that with his cat, like goading them and boasting about how he's just going to keep doing it and all that, and then fucking 3 days later, the fucking cops were at his door and they get charged with animal cruelty.
Yeah, good. What country? What country was he in? Is it in Scotland or England?
It was America.
Oh right.
It was America. I'm sure it was American. Hold on. I'm going to try and find this. Actually, I'm sure there's news articles. In fact, there's a whole Encyclopedia Dramatica article on him. Yeah, fucking Kenny Glenn. In fact,
hey, speaking of, that was a fucking good video he did recently. That ED drama. Fucking hell.
I couldn't believe it. People messaged me like weeks before everything fully went down.
And so what was the gist of that? Just so everyone's on the same page. It was the guy who was sort of in control, like who had the administration reign sort of thing, was taking all the fucking donations and shit and spending it on meth. Is that right?
Yeah, that was literally it. And the fucking Encyclopedia Dramatica as a whole, like obviously it is literally the compendium of our side of the internet, like the good fun side of the internet, right? And it started off as just that it was going to be all things internet, like kind of like gay shit. That was back when that fucking girl Vinyl owned it, but then 4chan got a hold of it and they were updating it with essentially 4chan culture and filling it with 4chan culture. She hated it, tried to bring the site down and relaunched it as this absolute bullshit site that everyone hated. So what happened was it get relaunched by I forget his name, but he was a guy that used to be in LulzSec.
Mm.
And he relaunched the website, but then he got fucking arrested, and then it fell to Zyger, and Zyger was in charge of the site for about 6 years. But like pretty much the entire time, he was going like, "Oh, I can't pay the server rent, and oh, I can't pay the fees for the site, or I need money." And he would even, if people were online, like on ED, he would just directly message them, just random users begging for money.
What's
Like,
what?
you know,
Just people browsing, get a message going, "Oh, can I have some money?"
yeah, literally, that's literally what he did. But he would give them this whole fucking, bullshit story about, oh, the site's going to fail, the site's going to get shut down if I don't get money. But it was just the entire time it was to feed his fucking drug habit. And I found out that after the video as well that it was actually heroin that he was on too, and all that. And it was
Heroin and meth.
yeah, fucking a nice little cocktail.
Yeah,
But fucking yeah, he apparently just fucking drank himself to death every day as well. He was just permanently fucking drunk, and it was just an absolute shit show. And eventually, people managed to find out exactly what it was that he was doing, and then certain people and the upper echelons, the Encyclopedia Dramatica, just finally went, "That's fucking it," and just essentially overthrew him and locked him out the site and took the site from him.
Yeah, good. But how did they? I mean, how did they go about changing the ownerships and shit over? Like, didn't he have all the things registered in his name?
It was basically a guy get brought in. I know who he is, but I'm not going to say his name. A guy got brought in who basically is an extremely skilled hacker, very skilled, and the problem is Zyger has absolutely no idea what he's doing when it comes to computers. He basically let everybody else do the work. Right. So what happened was this guy, obviously vastly more skilled than Zyger, was able to just basically, use his skills to wrestle control of the site away from him.
Yeah. Well, it sounded
kick him out.
Sounded like it needed to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a fucking absolute shit show. By the way, what a fucking shit show.
Well, the website is usually a shit show anyway. Fucking Jesus, what a shit show! I mean, when the shit show turns into a fucking shit show.
Yeah.
Tell me.
There was a bunch of other stuff happened with Encyclopedia Dramatica as well. Like one of its old mods actually fucking tried to shoot up a school.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Well, I don't know. It might have been on your video. No, I think Medica was telling me that it was the guy who got beaten by a couch. Is that the one?
Yeah. Oh, what was it? I think I can't remember the exact story, but I think he shot 2 people but didn't kill them. And then he tried to get into a room, and then an old lady just blocked the door with a couch. And because he didn't know where else to go or what else to do, he just fucking shot himself in the head.
Yeah. Like he wasted all these bullets on the fucking wall trying to get into the room with the couch against the door and just couldn't get in, and so then just offed himself.
Fucking hell, man. That's as far as school shootings go, 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10. Poor performance.
Tell me, what are your thoughts on the fucking on this YouTube stuff that's been going on recently? Like this. Do you think it's a purge? Do you think we're in the middle of some secret purge?
I think that, because obviously YouTube are hiring, the 10,000 new people. Like YouTube are based in Silicon Valley, so they're hiring lefties. Like that's what they're hiring. They're hiring lefties who are going to try their hardest to shut down channels like that. So see how anything that we do from now on, we are going to be watched by an army of essentially 10,000 fucking communists, right? Who fucking hate us and will look for any fucking reason to shut us down. Yeah, so that is pretty much what's going to happen just now. So we all just need to be really, really fucking careful. Although even if we are careful, it probably will still happen.
Well, the trouble is, I mean, when they sort of target like historical stuff, like shit that could be 2 years old. I mean, what are we supposed to go back and fucking purge all of our old content? I mean, that seems really sort of, where do you stop? Do you delete shit up to last week?
Like, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, they'll obviously try and get stuff retroactively. I mean, like, fucking people have had strikes for fucking videos they uploaded like 4 years ago and shit like that. But the thing that's a little bit unfair is if someone's been on YouTube for like an extremely long time, like, and then a rule change gets put in place that can be retroactively applied, like, is that person supposed to then review, thousands of hours of their old videos to make sure that there's nothing in there that breaks these new rules. Like, it's quite fucking sneaky. It's pretty unfair as well. I think anything that's already on YouTube, before the rule change applied, like, should stay up there.
Yeah. Did you get any fucking strikes or anything like
that? I have had strikes before, but the only strikes I've had, some of them are little fucking bullshit things. One of them was I was a ISIS jackass video that I uploaded back in my shit posting days, and I think it was someone who was just salty with me, was just trying to find videos to flag, and that one got a strike, but basically when I appealed it, that got taken away. There have been other attempted strikes, and 2 of them were basically from Destiny fans. Right. Basically, Destiny fans went after me fucking hard. They tried to get my Twitter taken down. They tried to get my YouTube taken down as well.
Yeah.
Like, fucking Destiny's a fun guy. So he is.
Yeah. I haven't interacted with him yet, but he does.
Do not. Nothing positive can come from it. See, even if you debate him, like, no matter what happens in the debate, even if you went in and you absolutely fucking thrashed him, right, or he absolutely thrashed you, no matter what happens, he will walk away from it thinking that he won. And even if he does actually win, his fans will flag all of your videos anyway, and they'll harass you for fucking weeks. It's not worth it. Nothing positive can come from debating Destiny.
Well, look, admittedly, he's a pretty sharp fucking debater. Like, he's not a.
He does know some stuff, but like some of the sources that he used, like when it came to fucking far right, he ranted on to me for about half an hour about confirmation bias. And then when he was talking about right-wing terrorism, he tried to cite the ADL. And I was like, yeah, go on, tell me more about confirmation bias, Destiny. But like, he does this thing where he'll try and make a point, but he'll insult your intelligence at the same time. He's got a massively inflated ego, which I think he uses to try and trigger people during the debate. And he got really, really annoyed with me because I just wasn't falling for it. Like, he was turning, it feels like I'm talking to a child and all that, and he kept trying to insult my intelligence and all that as well, and he got really, really annoyed where his usual technique of insulting you, belittling you, being condescending and all that wasn't working on me and wasn't getting me riled, and any time he did it, I just laughed at him and didn't take him seriously, and I think that's why he gets so annoyed at me. He still hates me to this day. He still brings me up on his streams fucking crying about me.
Right. The only time I have seen you get a little bit riled up is when you had that chat with little Amos. Remember your chat with Amos?
Fucking hell, yeah. He tried to fucking get at me again recently. I think he got kicked out of his house as well. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, you can't really blame his fucking land. Like, he was living there rent free apparently. I mean, if you saw you, yeah, apparently he was living there just on the charity, the guy who owned it. Now, if you hear that the guy that you're sort of helping out, he's all over the internet saying, we should be able to fuck kids. That's
exactly. Yeah, fucking. I don't know where he is now, but he uploaded another video just playing like certain clips from the actual debate itself, like to try and antagonize me again. But I'm just kind of like, no, I'm not fucking debating you again, man. Like that, like fucking. What's the point? Already did it, and fucking everyone thinks everyone keeps telling me this day, he was just trolling. No one is that dedicated of a troll where they'll lose their house and ruin their life for a troll.
And you'd think there'd be some sort of end game or some sign of an end game by now. I mean, there would have been the big reveal. I mean, because it sort of crossed my mind. Is this some exercise to sort of say, guys, you sort of say you're about free speech, and then someone talks about pedophilia, and all of a sudden you drop your principles. I thought that was a possibility, but I mean, fucking hell, that's you're paying a fucking lot to prove your point, aren't you?
Yeah, it's like the thing is, like, I still believe all ideas, no matter what they are, should be able to get discussed, which is why I was quite happy to have a chat with him about his points on pedophilia. Because it's a very, very easy argument to win, isn't it? He kept conflating the fact that he thinks that just because a child, crawls over and touches genitals, that's the same as consent. Like, consent isn't just agreeing to something. Consent's also understanding what you're agreeing to. Yeah. Like, fucking, and he just couldn't grasp that concept. It was just completely lost on him. He tries to deny that he's a pedo himself.
Yeah,
but like, no one would be, that fucking passionate about a certain subject, if he wasn't a little bit inclined that way himself.
Yeah, I remember him arguing that point with the one you were talking about, where he reckons if a baby crawls up and touches your cock, that's consent type thing, and that seemed really fucking disingenuous to me. I don't think he meant what he was saying there. There was a bit of troll in there, but to what ends, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
Yeah, it was a little bit like I think he was probably saying that part just to be outrageous, but. In the same breath, there's trolling and then there's just some fucking sick shit that you just shouldn't go into. I understand, like, see how dead baby jokes are like child rape jokes. Like, I'm fine with those. Short comedy's excellent, but see if you turn around and go, no, I actually think we should be able to fuck children. That's when I'm kind of like, Jesus fucking no, man, no. Right? You can argue that point all you want, but you're going to get fucking destroyed by everybody for arguing it.
Yeah, of course you are. Sure. I'll just go through some super chats. This Simon Robert Lane. Oh, he's talking about phone. You're phoning you again. Ginger Socrates says Steve Shives loves chicks with dicks equals best troll ever. Thank you. LTBT News says Count Dank, you gorgeous piece of battered haggis.
Thanks.
Is that a thing, battered haggis? You batter haggis?
Yeah, I have eaten battered haggis, yeah.
What is haggis? What's haggis?
Haggis is the heart, lungs, and liver of a sheep boiled in its own stomach.
Fantastic.
And they mix oats and blood into it, and it's fucking delicious. Like, honestly, I eat it all the time.
That is fucked. Jesus. And you've got to boil it in its own stomach. You've got to be that much of a gruesome.
Yeah. Adds flavour, man. Like, we also have black pudding as well, which is essentially coagulated pig's blood mixed with oats.
Yeah, I couldn't do that one either.
I love it. I eat that all the time. I eat that literally every day for breakfast. No joke.
Jesus.
No joke.
Hypocritic says you don't say. That must have been in response to something that's passed. LTBT News says, does your Mrs. Pug do interviews? Little Tie, Big Tie News wants that exclusive.
I usually bring him on streams with me and stuff like that, man. But he fucking sleeps like 18 hours a day just because he's a fat pug.
Yeah,
man. Like, yeah, that's why he's not in the room just now, because he fucking see just him breathing. You would hear it constantly throughout the stream.
Yeah, my brother's got a pug. Does he do that thing that some pugs do where he, have you ever seen some of them stand on their front legs and piss? It's the weirdest fucking thing ever. Have you seen that with pugs?
He doesn't do that. I know other pugs that do it, but Buddha doesn't do that.
It's fucking, and I don't think it's a taught thing. I think it's just a natural thing. But some of them just prefer to do it. It's like a you sort of looks like a cleanliness thing. Like, oh, I don't want to get piss on me, so I'll do this sort of thing.
I think it's quite skillful. Man, I respect that.
It's like us standing on our fucking doing a handstand and having a piss, isn't
it? Yeah.
Alex says, no need to read this live, but Alex, I'm sorry, mate. You pays it, I says it. Bearing gonna be that guy who tells you that Owen Benjamin fans Bears really want you two to have a chat. Yeah, I don't mind Owen. I've watched a couple of his streams. He's a funny guy. Have you seen any Owen stuff? Owen Benjamin?
No, I don't think I've heard of him.
He's a comedian. He plays songs and shit on the stream, and he says nigger a fair bit. I don't know why, but he's pretty funny. Yeah. So tell me what's this is a pretty stock standard question I ask everyone. What are your thoughts on freedom of expression? Like, do you think where are the limits to freedom of expression, freedom of speech, and do you think that it's ever appropriate to censor anything?
Though there are some times where I'm pro censorship, but it is literally in the case of children. Like, obviously, I think like pornography should be censored from children.
Yep.
Like, you know, hardcore porn. But there was another things as well. I don't know if I think I've maybe spoke about this with you before, and I've brought it up a few times as well. Like, for example, you've heard of Peppa Pig.
Oh, Peppa Pig.
Yeah, it's like a children's cartoon show. It's literally for toddlers.
Yeah.
Right, and what happened was it was started in the UK, but it's, you know, spreading around the world and everybody loves it. And there was one episode where they says that they were teaching everyone, you know, oh, spiders are friendly, you know, don't be worried about spiders. They're more scared of you than you are of them. You can walk right up to them and stuff, and they, you know, like that type of shit. And what happened was the Australian government went, no, we can't show that here.
Yeah, that's fucked. That's really fucked.
Yeah, so see stuff like that being censored for the sake of like protecting kids, then yeah, I'm fine with that. See how it's not really censorship, it's pretty much age gating certain things. Like, so see, for example, if that was stripped from public record absolutely forever, then I'd be kind of, even though it's something as irrelevant as a fucking episode of a kid's cartoon show, then I wouldn't be in support of that. But see how if like an age limit is placed on it where yes, you can have access to this information when you are old enough to be responsible enough where it's not going to harm you, you know, through your own inexperience. So stuff like that, I'm completely fine with. But there are certain things that I don't think that should be available into, you know, to the public. Like, for example, I don't think the recipe for explosives should be public information. Yeah, stuff like that. But as far as like censorship goes of things like books, you know, take the age thing away. Let's just assume everyone that I'm talking about just now is over the age of 18. I don't think anything should be censored as far as literature or opinions or speeches or videos or anything like that at all. You know, I don't think, you know, unless it's, say, things like the Anarchist Cookbook, you know, here's a nice video on how to derail a train. see something where like the purpose of the information given is to cause direct violence to, or, you know, or harm to someone. You know, this is the quickest way to strangle a man to death or something, like stuff like that. I'm fine with being censored because there literally is only one purpose for that, and if anyone was to view that information, then I would want them to have like a specifically good reason. So see how that sort of version then I'm fine with, but see things like books about literally politics, political opinions and stuff like that, no, absolutely not. Nothing should be censored in that regard.
And
that should be completely free.
How about freedom of speech? Has that got, where are the limits?
I think it's, see, if it is a literal direct call to violence.
Yeah.
A literal direct call to violence. Like, see, obviously in my video, I sarcastically and jokingly said gas the Jews as a point to make the dog react to it. Right. See, if I was actually on a podium chanting, we should murder all the Jews, then I would, you know, completely understand the police getting involved in that, because that is a literal call to violence. Like, people could be harmed by the words that I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, that's where, see how when I say harm, I mean like actual physical harm.
But what about, I mean, would that not include, like, what if a politician stands up on a podium and says, let's go bomb ISIS? Is that not the same thing?
Yes, that's a very good point. Actually, that is actually a very good point.
I mean,
I think it would be a case of, I think it's a case of, obviously, if that people are a perceived threat, they try and avoid using that type of language, though. Like, you wouldn't get a politician standing up and go like, let's fucking bomb the absolute shit out of those June coons. You know, they're not going to fucking say anything like that. Like,
fuck no, we need a bit of fucking honesty in politics for us.
I would, to be honest, man, I would probably laugh my arse off if I heard that coming out of Jacob Smog's mouth. No, but like, see how if they'll turn around and say things like military intervention. Like, you know, they'll use nice words. You know, the military intervention isn't nice, you know, as far as words go, but it's like the nicest way to say that particular thing. Yeah. So like they'll use stuff like that, but it's like, you know, obviously, if it comes to a case of we need a military, you know, intervene in a military sense or actually bomb somewhere, there's usually a reason sort of given for it. You know, obviously ISIS are a huge, well, not so much anymore, but at one point they were a massive threat to the Middle East. So see if they say, you know, it's not nice, but we do kind of need to go and kill them, like stuff like that. I completely understand.
Yeah, fair enough. Tell me, what are your thoughts on blood sports? Internet blood sports, that is. Internet blood sports.
It's like, see, the best way people have described it as this before, it's literally Jerry Springer. It's entertainment. Yeah. That's all it is. It is in no way any kind of political progress or like serious debate or, you know, the clashing of intellectual ideology, you know, very, very highbrow shit. It's, you know, it's nothing like that at all. But for some reason, some people think it is. But all it is entertainment. Right, that's literally all it is. It's just it can be fun to watch, it can be fun to take part in, but that's literally all it is, entertainment. If people want to do it, then, you know, go ahead and do it. But don't think it is any kind of actual, you know, progress. You know, it's just a bit of fun.
No, I tend to agree with you, but the other thing that the other ones that get me are the really, you know, this is destroying the fabric of society ones. You know, the real butthurt people that sort of amazes me. Like, because it literally is. It's like saying Jerry Springer's going to ruin society.
Oh yeah, I think that's fucking stupid. That's fucking daft. It's just like, I think it's like the fact is as well. Everyone goes, "Oh, this is turning everybody on to the alt-right. This is making everybody like this is giving the alt-right a voice." It's like, no, it's because I don't know why. Like, I don't agree with the alt-right's points and stuff like that, and they're very, very aware that I don't. The funny thing is, like, me and the alt-right actually act quite respectable to each other. You know, we have, even though they know that I disagree with them, you know, we have, you know, proper actual conversations and debates. But the only problem is, see if you antagonize them, see if you don't treat them nice, they get really, really fucking mad, and that can be fun to watch. Right? So I can kind of understand why people want to watch it, because I know tons and tons of people that watch blood sports, and none of them are alt-right in any way. If anything, when they see the way that the alt-right act, it might actually be turning them off of the alt-right. You know, but at the same time, it's fucking entertaining.
But I mean, I don't get the people, and they're usually the real, you know, progressives that sort of come out and say you're giving the alt right a platform, you're normalising the alt right. Well, fucking, they should be able to debate people. They should be able to fucking have conversations with people. It's a bit unhealthy, the fact that you know that there were so little of them going on. So I think it's you know, while it is Jerry Springer stuff, I think it's a good thing, because I'd never heard of you know, people like, you know, what's his name, fucking the biologist JF. I'd never heard of him before this sort of cropped up, and he's made some smart points, sort of thing. Like, he makes sense. I'm not saying, you know, I agree with his ideology, but as a biologist, you know, he said some interesting things, sort of thing. So no, I think it's a good thing in the sense that.
And in my experience, I've not interacted with JF at all.
Either have I.
Yeah, but as far as I'm aware, you know, when you say a biologist, I've heard that he's actually not. He's not a doctor or a geneticist or anything. He's just basically a standard person that's researched it. I might be wrong on that. I'm just going by what people have told me. I've heard that he doesn't actually have a official qualification.
I thought he had in something. But look, I could be wrong. I'll still stand corrected. But
yeah, I'm not 100% sure though, so don't quote me on that. But as far as I'm aware, as well, is see whenever he gets criticised or people argue against his points on Twitter, he just blocks you as well. So yeah, he doesn't seem to handle criticism very well.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
not 100% sure on him. I don't know enough about him. Right, yeah. I don't know enough about him. So to take all everything I've just said with a pinch of salt, but that's just what I've heard.
Yeah, no, we're going to be quoted to fuck, man. We're going to be quoted to fuck. You watch. But no, look, I think it's a good thing that yeah. What I'm saying is, I think it's a good thing that you know, people, you know, especially from the alt right and that I never knew of, are sort of, you know, out in the open to, you know, to my perspective now, sort of thing. I know who they are and what they're saying, sort of thing, rather than
that's definitely a good point. The fact is, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
It was like, see how obviously in order for you to actually fully understand an ideology, you need to listen to what it's saying, and see, because nobody lets the alt-right speak. Like, you know, they shut down their events, they shut down their talks, they try and get them kicked off of platforms and stuff like that, so nobody hears any of the actual points that they're making, and the only things that people know about the alt-right is the stuff that the media say about them, and the media very, very, very often lie. You know, they just lie. And although here is racists, ethno-state, and everything, but nobody understands the reasons why they believe these things, and the best way to attack a belief is to go after the reasons why they have that belief. Yeah. So the fact that you're actually getting to hear these reasons is going to make people a hell of a lot more seasoned and actually finding out how to actually defeat them in arguments. Because like the funny that loads of people will try and argue, but what if they're right? Do you still want to fight against them? And it's just like, I think it's important to figure out whether or not they are right. From everything that I've done in my research so far, I don't believe they are. There's a hell of a lot of tarring everybody with the same brush and everything. And I also don't in any way believe all the fucking Jewish conspiracies and all that as well. But I think, for the public to be able to actually hear the points they're making and hear the reasons behind them will make everyone a lot better in actually debating them. Because the thing that I've been most worried about is a lot of people who I thought were damn fucking good and knew what they were talking about, have went against the alt-right and have lost.
Like who?
Debates. I know what I say. I felt that David Sherritt could have done a lot better. He could have done a lot better. He definitely could have done. I like him, right? I do like David Sherritt, but he definitely could have done so much better. There was even I don't even class myself as an intellectual, but there was just some particular points. I can remember I was only watching wee clips of it, and I was just like, "Oh, you should have said this. Oh, you should have said that," and everything. It's just that he could have performed a hell of a lot better there. Like, but I do like him. You know, more power to him, and I hope he actually gets better at it. But he definitely could have been a lot better.
I liked him better when he was Spino.
So did I. But you know, people change, sadly.
Yeah. Tell me, we'll sort of wrap up in a sec, but tell me who do you think I should get on here next? Who do you think would be an interesting guest?
Try to actually think. Who would be damn good?
Your cousin?
I don't. But another funny thing is, you know, because it's a hippie commune, they don't have fucking internet. Like that's yeah. I'm trying to think who would actually be good to get on. Like I know a few SJWs that'd be a great fucking laugh.
Yeah,
I know that, but I don't think you need any more attention for SJWs. Do you want to know the thing that actually made me fucking shit myself? Fucking Christy Winters actually started tweeting about me, and I was like, "Oh no, she's finally fucking noticed me." And I was like, "See if there is." I've actually. What I know the thing is, I have actually avoided her like the plague.
What was she tweeting about? What was her angle on you?
It was something like all of you people defending a Nazi and his dog for his anti-Semitic comments, and I was just like, fuck. Like, see, because literally nothing positive can come from interacting with her. No. Nothing positive can come from it. Like, it doesn't, no matter what evidence, she's a complete flat earther when it comes to her opinions, and she's just completely fucking deluded. So literally nothing positive can come from interacting with her, which is why I was like, shit, I better not be in her fucking crosshairs. Right, so fucking I replied to her once, and then I just went, no, I'm dropping it now. I don't mind taking a, you know, she thinks it's an L in her head, so whatever, I'll just act like I'm taking the L, because I just don't want to have any kind of interactions with her at all.
Bitch made, mate. Bitch made. Fucking. I made a video about Michael Rowland earlier today because when the shit happened with Sargon at his event, Mike Rowlands did a stream, and that's one of Christie's fucking lapdogs. Did a stream where he's like, I think it's fantastic that Sargon got deplatformed. It should
fucking say that. Like the thing that made me laugh is ages and ages ago when he made his fucking video crying about Kilroy, he turned around and said, these people wouldn't know free speech if it jumped up and hit them on the nose. And it was the fact that it was Michael Rowlands saying that, man, I fucking spit my coffee all over my desk like that. Are you fucking joking? Michael Rowlands, shut the fuck up. Man,
he's not an intelligent guy, but
no, he's not.
I pissed him off good and proper with that to the point that they came out in the few hours before this stream, and I'm a rape apologist now. I'm a rape apologist all of a sudden again.
Oh, fucking, I'm Nazi, I'm alt-right, I'm a misogynist, I'm a racist. I get absolutely fucking everything thrown at me. I don't give a shit anymore. Like
Yeah,
I've got a job just now, but it's not one that I can lose because I'm working for my friends who know that everyone just lies about me. See, if it was a big official employer, they would just fucking take that as gospel and fire me.
yeah,
Right, but fucking, but because the people I'm working for is my friends, like they are never going to fire me for it because they know that fucking everyone just fucking lies on you.
yeah. It's a sad thing that happens, with normal jobs anyway, though. Like, because you do see it all the time. People will get the ass for just fucking allegations. Like, we don't want these allegations associated with our company. That's fucked.
Someone actually brought this up at my talk at Glasgow Uni about bringing in like special protections for people in the workplace. So see how your politics shouldn't actually have any kind of effect at all on obviously your employment. So like the point that I made is see if like outside of work you're a hardcore conservative and stuff like that, and you're saying your views and everything outside of work, then but when you're at work, you just do your work and you go home. You should
Yeah,
be completely protected. But even if you want to have a bit of a discussion in the canteen, like for example, if you say, I'm going to be voting Tory this year, then that shouldn't be punishable or anything like that at all, even though, such discussions can get heated. I think unless you're actually at work and you're interacting with a customer, like say you work in the checkouts in Tesco and you're turning around to the customers going, do you know that there never was actually any gas chambers in Auschwitz and the Holocaust was a lie? Like I think if you're doing that, then I would understand you getting fired, right?
or
But I
sorry,
think
sorry, we don't serve blacks or something.
yeah, something like that. I think even if you were saying such similar things outside of work, as long as you don't bring that to your work,
Yeah,
then I don't think that should affect you at all. But because the thing that people are trying to say is racists shouldn't have jobs, racists shouldn't be allowed to have jobs.
yeah,
Let's get them fired from everywhere. But the thing is, these are the same people that want to build a welfare state.
yeah.
So all of the far lefties will be the one working, and their taxes will just be going to pay all the racists' fucking benefits. like, like that's the thing that's funny. The racists will be the ones sitting at home, collecting all these fucking welfare checks.
Yeah.
But the lefties are the ones working.
But isn't it just ridiculous in itself, though? Like if you've got views that are disagreeable, you shouldn't have the right to have a job. You know what I mean? Because they'll sort of they go after fucking anyone's job. It's insane.
Yeah, everyone has the right to be able to feed themselves, right? And it's the thing as well is see whenever someone actually manages to destroy the employment, of a person just because they disagree with their political opinions, that has backfired so many times to the point where I don't know why they still keep doing it. Like, for example, James Damore get fired from Google. He's now a gigantic fucking voice. They basically made him stronger. Tommy Robinson, the media absolutely destroyed his name and basically made it so that he would never get a regular job again or have any chance of living a regular life. So the only thing he could focus on was activism. So, and he is now one of the biggest fucking well-known activists in the UK with a huge voice and a huge fucking following. So basically, when they did that to him, they just made him stronger. And the SNP, the Scottish National Party, are the political party that I'm most against right now, next to Labour. And they're the guys that hate me. They're passing all the anti-free speech laws and all that kind of stuff as well. And like, see if they just left me the fuck alone, right? I wouldn't have been. See if them in the media left me alone. See, I think I've got 115,000 subs. That would never have happened if it wasn't for these people fucking with me. And I've made videos attacking the SNP, and tons of people have commented on the video and also emailed me as well, saying that they've now abandoned the SNP. So see if, and they've actually lost hundreds of supporters, maybe thousands, because of me. So see if they just left me the fuck alone, none of that would have happened. So I don't know why they keep going for people's jobs. If you fire someone for the political opinions and they've got nowhere else to go but focus on those political opinions, they just end up becoming stronger. So I don't know why they keep doing it. They're just shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah. And the best thing about your YouTube channel is it's fucking it's part of your everyday life. It's obviously it's your hobby and it's no trouble and it's fucking free. You're not spending any marketing dollars to get your message out there. So it's a real crotch for their back.
Yeah. Fucking yeah, so that's why even though YouTube's a shit platform, I think things will be fucking better when Wojcicki or however it's pronounced finally leaves. I think the biggest problem with YouTube right now is just absolute mismanagement.
Yeah.
She's no idea what she's doing.
Well, just on that, I mean, can you see any other platform that has potential to? I mean, if YouTube does go down the shitter,
This is the problem with the alternate platforms, because obviously with the way the sphere is right now, the first people to go are the hardcore conservatives and the far right, your alt right, and all those people. So whenever they go, the only option they have is the alternatives. And because they are the ones that are the first ones that are dwelling in obviously the biggest population on these alternatives, like for example Gab and BitChute, even though these platforms were created with free speech in mind, ultimately these brands just get associated with just alt-right. Anytime Gab or BitChute gets reported in any kind of news, they're just branded as alt-right platforms, even though that's not the reason that they were created. Right, they were created with the guys under the guise of free speech. That was the literal reason they were created. But because the alt-right and everyone were the first ones to get kicked off all other platforms, because they are the highest population on these sites, means that they immediately get associated with it, which means that if we moved onto those platforms right now, we would immediately also get associated with being alt-right, and far right and Nazis and all that type of shit. So basically, that's the problem. That's the problem with it.
Yeah,
so I would like to see them grow.
Yeah, yeah, it's horrendous. I mean, how some of these guys, like alt riders and shit, have been sort of targeted. Like that fucking Baked Alaska guy apparently lost his Twitter and his fucking. Did he lose his YouTube? What am I imagining that?
I think he got a strike, so he can't stream.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, I think I heard him.
That was as soon as see how those 10,000 people get hired. That was like right when that started. I think that was someone on his fucking first day. As soon as he was walking over to his desk on his very first day, and the first thing he did was go to Baked Alaska's channel. I'm certain that that's what happened. I'm certain there's people that got a job at YouTube knowing fine well exactly who they were going to go for.
Have you had a Twitter account deleted, or have you managed to keep yours?
No, I've had like temporary suspensions.
Yeah.
Before one of them was a 24-hour ban because I posted my balls like on Twitter. So I got a 24-hour ban for that. Another one was I got another 24-hour ban because there was this like racist black girl that was saying stuff like "fuck white people," "fuck whiteies" and all that type of shit as well, and I just called her out on it, going, "Why are you such a racist?" And she was like, "Call me ugly, call me a filthy whitey," and all this stuff as well. And I just took her display picture because she was a fat fuck, right? She was a massive fat fuck, and I just tweeted her own picture back at her and says, "Those who live in glass houses should get on a fucking treadmill." Right, and I got a fucking 24-hour ban for that. But fucking she got to, all her racist comments got to fucking stay up. But I was the one that got a ban for calling her fat.
That's unbelievable. Fuck, that wasn't like you weren't racist or anything. You're just saying exercise. You're fucking helping the girl, for fuck's sake.
Well, Twitter's got a fucking gigantic bias as well. Like Tommy Robinson get banned for a week because he quoted like a literal fact. It was like a literal fact, and he get banned, and everyone was like kicking off, and it was like, no, Twitter, that wasn't him, being offensive or being hateful or being racist or anything. He quoted a literal fact from an actual study, which is why everyone was just like, hate facts are now illegal. Reality is now illegal if we find it mean. It's fucking bullshit.
Those hate facts will get you. Yeah, they're fun. Well, yeah. Look, we might wrap up, man. But it's been great having you. It's been always good to chat. I don't think we've spoken for about a year before this, so it was good to catch up.
Yeah, it's been a while, man.
and how I didn't ask you how is Buddha anyway? How old's Buddha now?
He's 4 years old, man.
Oh, he's in the prime of his life. He's in the prime of his life. Is he neutered? Does he fuck everything? Because pugs are horny little fuckers.
Oh no, he's not. He's not neutered. He sometimes tries to hump you. Like me and him fight an awful lot. Where like he bites you, but it's not like real biting. It's just like fake dog biting and all that. But sometimes if you do it too much, he'll try and fucking mount your arm and hump you because he's a little prick. Oh, that's about as far as it goes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. That's fair. It's not good when they start to get the fucking lipstick out. It's never happened to me, but I've got a young Labrador who we haven't had fixed up yet, and he'll be fucking a couch cushion or something every now and again. Fucking big red one come out. You go, you fucking cunt. There's something just gross about him. It's yeah, man. We'll end it on dogs' dicks. Yeah, good to. Oh, actually, I've got a couple more super chats. I'll just quickly get out of the way. Arthemisia, I was speaking to him before, says, what are your stance on American police? I am curious and definitely have not heard Dankula's stance on it yet. My bad if you've stated it before. Stance on American police.
There is definitely a massive superiority complex among the American police. They are very, very, very heavy-handed. I think America is probably, out of all the developed countries, probably has one of the highest wrongful imprisonment rates in the whole world. Like, there definitely is a big problem with American police. They're obviously, it's the same way any country. You'll get your fucking shit cops, you'll get your good cops. But, like, I would say there definitely is a problem. I will admit there probably is racism among the police as well. Like, but I don't think it's anywhere near the fucking extent that people try and make it out to be.
Yeah,
all that. Yeah.
That's the way it seems. But I've never been to America, so I can't speak with any experience. But it does seem like they're pretty fucking gung ho from what I see on cops.
Oh fuck yeah.
Angry Scotsman says, yeah, is that Lucas the Spider bullshit I see all over Twitter banned down under 2? Lucas the Spider?
I don't know what that is.
Never heard of it, mate. It might be. Weeb says, can we get Amos Yee and Dank in the Kumite?
Oh fuck no. I'll do it with literally anyone else, not him. I'm not doing him.
There you go. He's giving you his word. Literally anyone else. Literally anyone else. Go and find some.
I don't actually hate anybody enough to appear on Kumite.
Yeah.
With him, man. I don't know anybody that I have a problem with. Like, so the only last person I had a fucking problem with was Oak Dice, and I haven't even my video on him was like 2 years ago, man. I've not even spoken to him since then.
Who was that?
Oh, Oak Dice. He was this fucking dickhead RuneScape YouTuber. Like, I don't know if you remember the Poison Ivy situation. That girl that was making her boyfriend like fucking shave his head and put his head down the toilet and all that because she was just a horrible woman. Or do you not know all this?
No.
Oh,
no.
She dumped him and fucking made him live stream and cry and beg for her to take him back.
What?
Like, she's a twisted woman, totally twisted woman, man.
What's her name? What was her name? Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy, Poison Ivy, and it was he was the guy that she did it to was called OSRS Trance. Like, I made a video called Oak Dice Stop It, where you can see the entire fucking situation. She's a fucking twisted piece of shit. He actually, this was the whole story that I got gathered from it. I basically was trying to contact Trance and going, dude, you need to leave her, man. You're being taken advantage of. She's using you for entertainment. You're like a plaything or something. Like, this isn't love. This isn't a healthy relationship. You need to leave. I even had members of his family messaging me going, like, can you tell us everything that's going on? Because no one will give us the straight story and he won't either. So I was like talking to members of his family going, this is everything we know. This is everything that's happened. Like, I sent them the videos and all that, and they were fucking distraught by the shit that they seen. And no matter what they said to him, he wouldn't leave her. And there was other information I found out. It was the way that the family members were saying this, they didn't directly confirm it, but this is what it alluded to. He was actually raised by his aunt and uncle because his mum and dad died. They never said why, but like, he got a big inheritance from his mum and dad. So I don't know if it was a car accident because it sounded like they died at the same time. So it sounded like it might have been an accident or something like that. And he got a huge fucking inheritance. And he paid to fly her over, bought her like a 24 grand engagement ring, bought her a gold-plated fucking iPhone, put them up in a fucking 5-star hotel for fucking weeks, and she just completely took advantage of him and basically spent his entire inheritance on her.
What kind of fuckhead buys a fucking gold-plated iPhone?
I think mentally there's something wrong with him.
Right.
I think he's not all there, and she's taking advantage of it. Yeah, she's a sick piece of shit.
And
She's
it
from
was-
New Zealand as well, by the way.
Yeah. I've just sort of searched it. So this is 2016. I never heard anything about this.
Oh yeah, it was fucked. I think the last time I checked on them was months and months ago, and she's basically making him eat so that he can gain tons of weight and weigh 300 pounds.
What? Why?
Yeah, that was the last I checked on them. I fucking don't know. Just to see if she could make him do it, and obviously he'll do it. He does everything that she tells him to do.
That's fucking weird. I know what my next couple of hours are going to be spent doing. That's fucking fascinating.
Yeah, it's totally fucked, man.
Shit. Well, man, thanks for joining me, man. It's as I was saying, it's been really good. It's always good to chat, and thanks chat. You're always a bunch of cunts, but thanks for joining.
Yeah, I had fun, man. It was a good talk.
All the best, man.
Cheers, dude.